Yeah, there's not really much point to that considering I only get about 3 levels in this episode. Alright YouTube, what is going on? It's Hightower 5000 here today, bringing you a brand new episode of Road to Max. Today we're on to episode number 43, and as you can see in the background, we are doing some Slayer. We're doing a Fire Giants task. Again, Fire Giants are not very exciting, however, I was very close to level, as you know from the previous episodes, and I thought, you know what, let's just go AFK this and get this out the way. Didn't take me too long, and as well I'm continuing to level up my weapon for invention. So there we go, there is the level. I managed to unlock spiritual mages, which are way back in the day. I'm talking like 2008 probably. Getting 83 Slayer was actually really significant because spiritual mages, I'm pretty sure they still drop dragon boots. However, dragon boots back then were worth 300k instead of 24k, and you also need to remember 300k is probably worth maybe a million. But the bottom line is money was worth a lot more back then than it is today. Money couldn't really be bought into the game, it's much more difficult to earn, so on and so forth. Dragon boots now are actually only 12k, which is really depressing. They are still quite decent boots actually, however there's nothing really in their market, and because spiritual mages, because everyone in general's got such a higher Slayer level now, it must be quite a common thing to get, hence why they're so cheap. I need to continue on though, get on the Slayer grind and go ahead and get to level 85. That is the aim, so I can go ahead and kill Abyssal Demons. Again, whips aren't very valuable, but it's just something I've always wanted to do. And that for a long time has actually been one of my aims for RuneScape. So fast forward about half an hour, I'm going through this task really slow. I was watching some Optic Gaming vlogs in the background, so I was being very AFK. And it is in the morning surprisingly actually. Surprised I'm playing at this time looking at the clock. However, through this, as you know, I've been getting some of my levels up. I've got a few defense levels up with magic, so this is time to try and train attack up now, and that is what I'm about to get. It's really actually quite satisfying when I'm actually now leveling up my levels to see that these skills, which I'm enjoying doing now, are actually at the lowest, and I've got a lot of shite skills out the way. For some reason they used to be my more enjoyable skills, and I've got them to 99. That's probably just sort of drained out because I got them to 99, and now they're my not enjoyable skills. And the good thing is I've actually got a lot of decent skills left when you look at it. I do still have some pain in the asses, for example like divination. That's going to be an absolute fucking nightmare. Bar that, in general I don't have too many bad skills left. Agility will get itself up, but I'm really good that skills like attack, defense, range, magic and strength, I've not got any of them to 99 yet, so it will mean that I'll have a lot of fun doing that. So in the background right now, as you can see, I'm at God Wars. I get a drop here which I don't actually realise I get. I'll end up getting gloves, and from all the things I could have got from Bandos, we landed up getting gloves, landed up getting about, I don't know, 50 or so kills, and everything in general with Bandos has gone up quite a lot since Inventions came out, just because that armour is really in demand, and yet we get gloves, which is something which can't have a weapon gizmo added to it, so it can't be leveled up, which is just really annoying. So we landed up getting, I think we still made about 500k from about 44 kills, but it was the worst drop we could have possibly got, which was quite frustrating. Anyway, so God War's not been in a while. As I said at the start of this video, I'm only getting like 3 levels in this video. It's basically because I've not really been playing too much. I had 3 deadlines in the space of 10 days. That meant I just wasn't really getting on. And then when I have came on since the deadline this past week, I've made 3 quests in 3 days. So it's sort of been one of them situations where I've just not been training at all. It's not that I've wanted to, I've just not simply had time. This is what in general happens. It takes me about a minute to literally pick up the gloves, honestly. I'm so slow when it comes to this stuff. I know I should have, like, if something drops with a high value or something, it'll like shine on the ground. I need to turn that on because I cannot be that slow. It's just, I'm really bad with stuff. And right now obviously I'm on Evolution of Combat, or I should be on Evolution of Combat should I say. I'm playing in Legacy mode. I really need to change up, or I just need more access in my keyboard because I was having to use the arrows and just my mouse the whole time, and that's just really not the way to play. Because I don't do high-end combat like this, I'm never in them situations. When you're just doing Slayer, you literally just attack and that's it. You don't have to go ahead and go through all the different combinations. I know I can obviously use Revolution, and that's probably what I'm going to go ahead and do it with Evolution of Combat when I go back and change it soon. So in the last episode of Road to Max as well, I mentioned that I want to start live streaming again, and I think I am going to start live streaming, I've decided. So basically I sort of need a reason now to go ahead and get leveling up, just because right now in all my spare time I'm trying to get all the remaining RuneScape quests done that I've got left. I think I've got about 60 quests left to do. I'm just trying to race through them, and that's not really giving me as much of an incentive to go ahead and train, and that's why I'm going to start live streaming. So my plan is probably in about 2 or so weeks time, I'm going to start live streaming every single weekday from 8 o'clock UK time for probably about an hour and a half, up to 2 hours maximum. So it's probably going to be between 5 to 10 hours of live streaming content a week. Now, I do realise there is a bit of an issue with time zones, and there always has been, and the thing is, the people who watch my videos are from all around the world, so the thing is, I could not satisfy everyone, which is quite frustrating. However, I could always live stream at weekends at really weird times, and these days my sleeping pattern is quite good, so I could quite easily live stream in the morning. Tell me what you think of that. Basically, it's going to be very high-end, good quality live stream. I'm not going to set it up 2 minutes before I go ahead and live. Over this next week and a bit, I'm going away for the weekend. However, I've got some time, which I'm going to go ahead and actually perfect the stream. So make sure that the quality is amazing, make sure I have plugins for my webcam, make sure I have loads of stuff that makes it much more entertaining instead of just a shitty normal plain stream with just my voice over it. I want to make it quite exciting. I've been watching some other YouTubers live stream recently, and I really want to make a good stream, attract some people to it, and make sure everyone's enjoying the content that they're seeing. It's going to really evolve around doing stuff like this, coming up here to God Wars, also doing Slayer mainly though, because as you know, I'm wanting to get 85 Slayer kind of badly, and then hopefully I should be able to get that. That'll probably last for about maybe a month and a half to 2 months, and that should be quite good. So it'll be quite a lot of live streaming, should get into it and should get a decent following. Again, I'm not at all sure if I want to do it on YouTube Live or Twitch. Please tell me down below. I'm thinking about YouTube Live just because it's sort of a niche market where no one's really dipped into it, though I do realise that there'll be less of an audience. Twitch, there's a lot more people who are already live streaming on Twitch. However, Twitch has got the bigger audience, so I really don't know. Tell me what you think. On a final note about God Wars, I was also up here training at my Sardamonin sword, which I mentioned at the start. Now I realise that I'm not using the best armor. I think I'm using like Bandos and a Sardamonin sword. I realise, yes, I could be using a better setup. I could always. I'm going to go ahead and just get this weapon to level 10. It finished off when we did all 50 kills. It finished off, I think, about level 9 and a bit, so I've not got too much longer until I get to level 10. That'll get me 574k, something mental like that, and then that should get me up to about level 42, I believe, so that'll be a good incentive. And again as well, I'll be able to train quite a lot of invention if I'm live streaming, because live streaming is going to make me come on, make me do Slayer, which is quite a good thing, I really feel. I could also do other things other than God Wars though as well, and maybe get some other people involved as well, get more interaction, because that's what I'd like to see. So I said in that clip actually that I'd do it for about 1.5 to 2 months. The reason of that is because I'm going to America for 11 weeks, and that means I cannot play RuneScape or make YouTube videos for 11 weeks, which is a bit of a nightmare, I know. It's an opportunity of a lifetime though, so I was never really going to turn it down when I actually got offered it. So that means that I can't really make up-to-date or active content, but that does mean I can pre-make stuff, and hence why I'm starting to rush to make loads of quest guides. I'm not going to release them day by day. Basically, there'll never be more than one episode in the space of 3 days. There should be a video every 3 days, every 3 to 4 days. It just really depends on how busy I get. But for them 11 weeks, I need to pre-make content. Now, I finish uni in late April, so I have a whole month off, which I'm just going to create loads and loads of content over the summer. So you're not going to be left without content. However, it means that I won't be able to really do Road to Max episodes too much, unfortunately, just because I'm not really going to be able to play RuneScape. I'll only be quest guides, and I will do some other guides as well. It's not just going to be quest guides, it'll be game guides, some 99s, also some other mini games, and maybe some additional stuff that you would recommend. I can't really think of any off the top of my head, but just go ahead and tell me that. I could even do some combat guides actually, seeing that I'm really not the best at that, so that's probably not the best one, but suggest some stuff that I could do. There's an 11-week gap to fill, and then when I get back I'm pretty much straight into uni. However, I will have some time to go ahead and get back to making live up-to-date content as well. So then will be basically 2 videos a week, and then when I get back I can hopefully start getting into live streaming. When it gets closer to the time, I'll actually upload the upload schedule, when everything is going to be, and I'm going to talk through, because I will still be able to reply to comments and interact with people, so everything should be fine. However, I'll talk more in detail, I'll make a whole video on this when it gets close to me leaving. So as I said, this week I have been working on the Mauritania quest series, as you can see in the background, and it was like 2 hours ago I completed the Branches of Darkmire quest, which I know quite a lot of people were after, so the guide will be up next week I believe, and I'm also trying to complete that whole quest series as well, so all the videos will be out for that in the next week and a half. This quest was absolutely awful, honestly. It was just me and Wikipedia didn't really get on too well. I missed quite a lot of stuff out. It's not necessarily Wikipedia's fault, actually. It was really my fault. I just wasn't reading off my prompts correctly. I missed loads of stuff out. Then when I went to do the boss was originally like level 424. However, it's then now scaled down to level 98. So I thought, okay, this will be an absolute breeze. They've obviously scaled it down because it's too difficult. And I still managed to die. I really don't know how. All of a sudden I just had like no health. And I started clicking on rock tails instead of Sardamon and Bruise. A bit of a nightmare. I did, however, from this quest, because it was quite a difficult one, you get a lot of good rewards. 20k agility was one of them. I've been continuing, although I've not really been coming on RuneScape, I've still been continuing to come on, log on, do my 2 daily spins, and then also do my Serenity posts for agility, and I was getting very, very close to 94. I got down to under a K yesterday, and with this 20k, that means that I'll end up getting the level. So here we go, here is the level. That was the only level I got. You managed to get like 210,000 XP from that quest, and I also have a book. You seem to get one of these every single quest you do it in the Mauritania series. This one I got gave me 3 separate chapters, which they all gave 50,000 XP each. So in turn, basically I get 150,000 XP from this quest, and then the next one I do, I get like 225,000. I thought about putting it towards runecrafting, because runecrafting is incredibly slow. However, again, I'm just going to put it all to agility, just because agility is the worst of both worlds. It's slow and it's click intensive, and if I can get that out of the way, then that really makes life a lot easier, as I was talking about really at the start of the video. That and divination. Divination is not too click intensive. I guess it is kind of, actually. However, it is also slow, but agility is much worse, so I'm just going to get agility out of the way, then we'll turn our focus to divination. Unfortunately, I wasn't under 50k in any other skills, so I would have probably gone ahead and did one of them, but I just went and chucked it all on agility, and that got me 20% of the way through level 94, which is a very nice start to that level. And then when I add on the next quest, XP reward, which I'll probably do, I'll record that within the next day, but that won't be up for another 2 weeks or so. That should get me probably about 40 at least % of the way through the level, and that is making very fast gains in that. Again though, I still do not plan on doing any agility at all. Serenity posts, XP boosts all the way for that skill for now. Anyway, that is really going to wrap up this episode. I do apologise again about low levels. Lots for you to go ahead and reply though, so please tell me what platform I should live stream on, YouTube Live or Twitch. I can guarantee you the majority are going to say Twitch, however please tell me why. Also give me suggestions about what combat setup I should go for and how I should set things up. And then finally, if there's any other quest guys you're wanting me to do, go ahead and suggest them. Right now I'm just on a quest craze right now for some reason, just wanting to pump them out, so I can obviously go ahead and do any of the quests that I've not done. However, is there a specific order? Is there some quests you'd like to see before others? Because I've got about 60 to do, and I can definitely prioritise some over others. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this episode of Road to Max. Please leave a like, rating, subscribe if you're new around here. My name is Hightower 5000 and I'm out. Adios.